Hello, good morning, and welcome to Monday's social media show. Today I've got some a really exciting guest that we'll be bringing in shortly for you to chat about her amazing up-and-coming webinar. And also the feature for today, or why we're doing this, is to promote local businesses. So for those of you that haven't heard, there's been a massive Facebook algorithm change a couple of weeks ago. And not to go into that again with too many details, but it is actually something that will affect everybody's Facebook business pages. And Susan's here with me now. Welcome, Susan. Can you hear me?
Hi, Leanne. How are you?
Good, thanks. I was just sharing with everyone why we're doing this in regards to the Facebook algorithm, but more importantly, today's show is about promoting local businesses. So welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much. It was a little bit tricky, but I got there in the end.
Yeah, at least we're here. There's nothing worse than it not working. Trust me, I've had that happen.
Sure, absolutely.
So, Suzanne, we're just going to have a little bit of a chat about you and your business and how you got involved in the Personal Peace Clinic and, what you can offer people. I know you've got something really amazing that's about to be launched, so we'll talk about that shortly. But tell us a little bit about yourself, Suzanne, what is the Personal Peace Clinic?
Okay, well, I named it the Personal Peace Clinic 10 years ago, actually. I've just had my 10th anniversary with the Personal Peace Clinic in Cairns.
Congratulations.
And I named it thank you. I named it Personal Peace because I believe that everyone can have personal peace. It's just a matter of clearing those emotional blocks that we've all stored up over our lifetime. So that was the plan, and it's worked quite well, and I've had some amazing results with clients over those 10 years. So, yeah, about me, I'm just an ordinary person doing the best I can to live a happy, joyful life every minute of every day. How's that?
That's amazing. Yeah, so living proof that everyone has personal peace or able to tap into that.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of people don't find it because they don't know it's possible. But once you know it's possible, then you find the tools, and I use some amazing tools called emotional freedom techniques and also matrix re-imprinting. And people do find that peace really, really quickly once we clear those emotional blocks from the past. It's very exciting for me.
It's exciting for the client too, to be able to work into that space where, I mean, I can only speak from my personal experience is, there was a stage of my life where I never felt emotion in my heart. That sounds really bizarre, but I didn't know what that was. And then, different techniques like you're doing, all of a sudden you feel it and you go, wow, really?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it's just because, you weren't feeling it because there were emotional blocks there blocking the energy from flowing. And once you get that energy flowing the way it's meant to, everything works the way it should do. So, yeah, it's a really great thing to do.
Awesome.
Yeah,
so tell
I'm very
me,
lucky to be doing it.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to work in your passion, isn't it?
It is, for sure, definitely.
So, Suzanne, I know you wrote a book a little while ago. Can you share us some information about that?
Yes, I did. I called that Finding Peace Now. There's a bit of a theme here, isn't there? And it's really about the technique of this tapping process that people are hearing about more and more these days. It's said to be sweeping the nation, and how that works and how you can use that for yourself. And it's also about the combination of that with the law of attraction and how the law of attraction works in our life. It's really about what we focus on, that we get that. Whatever we're feeling, we get more of that in our life. And so we really want to be feeling the best we can. And the technique of the clearing with emotional freedom techniques helps us to get there, and understanding how law of attraction works. It's really good to understand how that works so you can make sure that you're using it to the best benefit for yourself.
Brilliant. So, Suzanne,
that was my little book. Yeah.
Awesome. And where can people get your book from? How can they get a copy of it?
It's available online, so they can go to Amazon, they can download it. It's called Finding Peace Now. They can download it from other online publishers. They can also buy it locally in Cairns, the Edge Hill Newsagent, the Smithfield Collins Bookshop, the Peace Street News Agency are just a few of the places where they'll find it.
Oh, great.
Sure.
So locals don't need to jump online. They can go and support local businesses.
Absolutely, yes.
Fabulous, fabulous. So, Suzanne, there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. Obviously, one is to help businesses because I know the algorithms change and we need to have some strategies in place, hence why the interview.
Yes.
But the second reason, or the first reason, was that I wanted small to medium business owners to hear from other small to medium business owners about their success or their struggles, just so that we can all collaborate and realise that, you know what, I'm not on my own. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
and also to
absolutely.
showcase the amazing talent that we have in Cairns, particularly with our local businesses, because I don't think that, well, from my experiences, the more that I delve, there's so many brilliant businesses out there offering great services as your own that, you know, maybe not everybody knows who's doing what.
Absolutely, I agree. There are so many talented people in Cairns, and I come across them every day now. It's, you know, it's that law of attraction thing. I think once you know that that's going on, then you attract more into your experience. But it's just incredible. The people and the talent in this town are mind-boggling, but it's quite difficult as a small business person to get known. And so it's really, you know, I didn't, as a one-on-one counsellor for many years, I didn't get out there and let people know. People found me eventually by word of mouth, but there are ways now, and I'm finding out this, you know, late in my business career, getting out and networking, talking to people, letting them know what you're doing, getting online like we're doing right now. Making Facebook Lives, and you know much more about this new algorithm than I do, certainly, and I've learned a little bit from you, so thank you for that. But we do need to be getting out there and being heard. If we're going to be visible on Facebook, we need to be doing Facebook Lives. We need to be doing interviews like this. So, yeah, more and more of that will be happening, I think, and it's very exciting. It's really exciting.
It is exciting, and I know that you've been doing a few Facebook Lives, Suzanne. So would you like to share your success or the you know, the trials and tribulations that you experience? Because I think a lot of people have fear around it, and they can come and see you about overcoming that fear.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Yes, we could easily clear that fear. I mean, I certainly would not have been able to do this years ago if I hadn't used this amazing clearing technique. Once I realised that Facebook Live was going to really help me in my business, and I actually have developed a whole new kind of, I'm not doing one-on-one so much these days, I'm doing one-to-many, so I need to actually be able to talk to many people. And Facebook Lives is one really effective way to do that. So when I first started Facebook Lives, that was scary as, even though I was, you know, it was the technical side of things more for me because I didn't understand how it was working. Talking, that was fine, that was okay. But for some people, that is the scariest thing of all. The biggest phobia that people have is public speaking. So yes, if you want to be able to do Facebook Lives and you're afraid of speaking publicly, come and see me and let's clear that fear so that you can actually promote the wonderful services that you've got to offer, because it's easy to get that clear, for sure.
And I agree. I always say that as business owners, we forget about the absolute amazing knowledge and awesomeness that we have that we can share through a medium like this. So, it's very fearful.
That's right.
Yeah, and so goes.
And we forget it's so ordinary for us because we're thinking about it, or we're in it all the time, even when we're not at work. So, but we forget that we've taken years. In my case, 6.5 decades to get to this point. So we've actually had a lifetime of training ways to get to this point. So, and to be able to share that with people need to hear what you have to offer. Yes, you. So
exactly.
Don't hide it from people. Let them know what you've got to offer and be confident in sharing it, because people will appreciate it for sure.
And that comes back to, you know, Suzanne, like I'm not going to rant on about the algorithm, but the algorithm is basically we need more people interaction, and that's what Facebook's looking for. So the way I try and sort of explain it to business owners is, do you know, if somebody walked into your shop, if you had a bricks and mortar shop, you wouldn't be fearful about walking up and asking them if you can help them. However, if we put a little camera in front of ourselves, we all of a sudden seem to jam up and have this fear about what will people think. Well, they're already thinking it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it. That's right. And that's I like that analogy, Leanne, because, if you can think of it as just someone standing in front of you, just one person that you're talking to, not a whole group of people who might be thinking whatever they're thinking, because you're right, they're going to be thinking it anyway. But if you can just, come to the camera with that thought in mind that there's one person out there who really needs to hear what you've got to offer, that's a really great way to overcome some of that fear too.
Yeah. And if you're still fearful, go see Suzanne, because she can help you unleash that inner awesomeness.
And there is inner awesomeness. We all have it, and sometimes we just deny it because we don't feel good enough or worthy enough or whatever. And that's just more emotional blocks that we need to clear. So let's get it clear.
Yeah, and it's never ending, Susan, is it? Well, in your experience, I should ask you, I know in mine it doesn't seem to you're just continuously growing.
Yeah, that's a really interesting idea, because no, it does never end, but it's really important to understand that the drama of it is once you get that clear, everything else becomes so much easier, and you become so much more confident and so much more able to share your awesomeness, because, but you will still, like every day, I still, and I'm sure you do too, run across other growth inducing experiences, what we might have called problems in the past, but they are just opportunities to grow. And so, it never ends, but it gets better and better and better and better.
Absolutely. I've got goosebumps. That's lovely.
Yeah. Good. That's great.
Suzanne, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, that's why I've developed this new program, which I just mentioned to you earlier, which is called Real You, Real Love. And really I'm focused on people, women in particular, but people in general who have struggled with love relationships in the past, and almost to the stage of giving up, or even at the stage of giving up. And once they work with me in this program, I'm getting the most amazing results. People are finding who they really are, and then they're finding the love of their life. And I really mean that. They're like, it gives me goosebumps to think about the people that I've worked with and the relationships that they're now in. They're fantastic, and they're not perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. They are going to be growth experiences, even in those amazing, incredible, passionate relationships these people are in now. But they are so happy, and they feel that happiness. And so it's a real joy for me to be able to work with them, of course. Yeah.
So how are you delivering that program, Suzanne? Tell us a bit about that. So if anybody is watching this live or through the replay, how do they work with an online program? Is it group coaching?
It is. Yeah, it's an online program, but it has personal time with me. So if anyone's interested in finding out more about it, no obligation, just put a comment in the comments box on, I don't see one here on our Be Live, but I'm sure there must be one. Is that right, Leanne? There's a place where people can put comments.
Absolutely. So if they type the word real love into the comment section, that will activate you to come back and talk to them. So
fantastic. And then I'll start a conversation with them, and no obligation, as I said, because this is a whole new program, and I need to find out whether you're a good fit for the program, and you need to find out whether I'm a good fit with you. But if I can help you find that place of real you, real love, that would just be amazing for me, and I hope amazing for you as well. So start that conversation if you're interested in it. If you want to know more, I'm going to be doing a webinar in the next few months, actually. It's just in production phases at the moment. So, and it will be on this very topic with more information about the topic and the program, and a chance for you to know me more as well. So if you're interested in the webinar, type webinar in the comments, and I'll start that same conversation with you, and we'll talk about how you can win. Great. Good.
Brilliant. Awesome. That's great. That sounds like an amazing program. I know, and here I am showing my own personal stuff again, but I know that I'm on to my third relationship and finally I've got it right.
Yes.
But all that being said, if you had asked me 5 years ago, I would have said, no, done, can't do this.
Yeah. It's all too hard. Yeah. And so many people get to that point, and it's really quite sad because it doesn't have to be like that, because once you clear that emotional stuff from the past, you know, all the hurt and sadness and rejection and all that stuff, maybe even the limiting of about relationships or about yourself, you know, once you get that clear, and you can get it clear, then you can have the amazing relationship that Leanne now has.
And I do, trust me, something special.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
that's wonderful. So glad. Definitely, yeah.
Lovely. So Suzanne, tell me.
You know, where you are. Go on.
No, sorry, it was just a bit of feedback.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so yeah, I would just love to hear from anyone who's interested in doing any work in that area of relationships. You know, on my website, which is personalpeace.com.au, you'll find some downloads. One of those downloads actually is the 5 biggest mistakes that even professional, successful women make that are available. And, you know, if I can help you in any way to find your happy place in relationship, I'd be delighted.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Leanne.
Welcome. Yeah. So, Susan, before we run off, just tell, I know as business owners, and I have this conversation with so many people that, you know, we wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, our brains never stop ticking about our business because we live and breathe our passion. So what do you do for fun? Like, what do you do to turn off, or do you turn off, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so important that you do turn off. Don't stay in any place for a long time, you know, without relief. So I'm lucky and blessed enough to live by the ocean. So I go walking, I meditate, I listen to music, I cuddle my grandchildren, I might do facials and massages and things like that. But yeah, it's really important that you take some time just to be. Don't forget that you're a human being and not a human doing. And so you need to just be sometimes and give yourself time to think. And that's really important for business owners, Leanne, because, you know, we are all the time clicking over, what if I try this? What if I've got to get that done by such and such a date? You know, there's pressure to get this done. But you need to just stop and relax and breathe and be. And then what you'll find is the whole renewal process happens, and your business will fire. You know, you'll feel so much better about it. You'll be so much more passionate and enthusiastic. So, yeah, take a break for sure.
Yeah, great advice. Yeah. I'm reading, I mean, I always, I never stop learning. So I'm reading a book at the moment that explains exactly what you're doing, Suzanne. So we're really blessed to have you locally in Cairns so that people can go and do these unblockaging and remove their emotional blockages. But one of the interesting things that I found was just talking about the chakras in our energy system. And in this book, it says that, you know, most of us are in the survival mode, which means we're using the base 3 chakras. And I was talking to my son about this, and he said, oh, that's exactly where I am. I'm focusing on, you know, in the business, the money, and how do I get more clients? And that's all survival energy, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so important, yeah. What's the name of your book?
Oh, the book that I'm reading is Joe Dispenza. You would have heard of him? Joe Dispenza.
Oh, Joe Dispenza. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
So his latest book is called The Supernatural, and exactly what you're doing, your work.
He's a very wise man. Yeah, absolutely. It's so important because, most people are in survival mode. I used to be in survival mode. I used to say things like, there was a quote by the philosopher Thoreau, which said something like, most men are, what is it? It's funny, it's left my thoughts right now, but struggling, you know, just just surviving, not enjoying life, but just living lives of quiet desperation. There you are. I knew it was in there somewhere. Most men are living lives of quiet desperation. And I thought, oh, my God, that's what I'm doing. And that might have been one of the turning points for me when I realised, well, that's where I am, but that's not where I want to be. And it's not where I have to be if I can, figure out a better way to do it. And you can find a better way to do it, I promise you. Once you clear all that junk from the past, and it is just junk, it's not your fault that you can't get into that good feeling place. It's not anybody's fault. It's just that there's emotional blockages there and you can't shift them unless you do something weird like tapping on your energy system and clearing those blockages. And then you can actually get into a better feeling place. You can change beliefs that you might have about yourself, that you're not good enough or not worthy enough. I mean, most people in business, well, that's a bit of a broad statement, isn't it? A lot of people in business struggle because they think, okay, well, I've made this much money, but now I'm scared I'm going to lose it, or I'm scared I won't be able to maintain it, or whatever. And they get there by pure grit and determination, but they don't get there by believing that they're good enough and worthy enough for it. So if you can get to that place thinking you're worthy and good enough to, have all the abundance that the universe offers you, that's a much better way to get to be an abundant owner of a business and a person, a human being. So
great advice. And Susan, I'm just going to quickly ask you something else because it popped into my brain when you were saying that. Like for me, we get caught up and confused. So I used to always think that I needed to know what the blockage is, but with the beautiful techniques you use, we don't. Is it correct to say that we don't need to delve into what? We just need to release the blockage. Does that make sense?
That's certainly possible. It's, particularly men don't like to talk about their stuff very much, and often women are in that situation too. And it's possible that you can come in and clear that blockage without actually talking about it. It is important to actually be able to then think about it once you've cleared it. And if you don't know what the blockage is, then that's the job of the therapist. That's why you need a skilled therapist to actually get you to that point so that you can find out. And the way to find out really is these things will always show up. If we've got something that needs clearing, it will always show up either in our relationships, either our love relationship or relationships at work. It will show up in our workplace, or it will show up if we sabotage our goals. And so if you're doing any of those things, if you've got a struggle in your love relationship or a struggle in your workplace relationships, or you're not where you want to be in your business, or you set yourself a goal and you sabotage it, those are the indicators that there's something blocking you. And you can bet your boots it's probably a belief that you're not good enough, not worthy enough, or it's something that somebody has said to you in your childhood. And all those things get formed in the 0, like conception to 7 years. So we don't consciously know them, but we can clear them for sure. Absolutely.
Brilliant. That's so exciting. I get so excited because there's so much potential, isn't there, for everybody.
There is. Yeah, absolutely. If we could find, again, that peace theme, but if we could find personal peace and we could make sure that everyone in the world had personal, it's got to be world peace, hasn't it? So, that's my goal. World peace one by one.
Yeah, nice. Beautiful. All right. So for everyone that's been watching us this morning live, and if you're watching this again on the replay, we've covered a lot of fantastic information from the amazing Suzanne. So there was 3 things. There was the book that you could get either at Amazon online, and Suzanne's book, I'll just bring this up here. Oh, I didn't write it in. Hang on. Suzanne's book was called Finding Peace.
Finding Peace Now. Yeah, Finding Peace Now is the name of the book.
So Finding Peace Now is the book that you can grab either locally or off Amazon. Suzanne has an amazing webinar called Real You, or program Real You, Real Love. So if you are interested in going having a conversation with Suzanne about that, you just need to type in the word Real Love below, and Suzanne will come along and have a chat. And the webinar, Suzanne. And you've got the webinar.
The webinars. Yeah, that's coming up in a month or so. But if you let me know now, just by typing in webinar, I'll start a conversation with you, and then I'll let you know as soon as I know what the dates are. you'll be able to join that webinar. That'd be great.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Suzanne, is there anything that I haven't asked you today that you would like to share with everybody about your business, about, I don't know,
I think I would just like to encourage everyone to reach for the best feeling thought they can find today. Every minute of this day, reach for the best feeling thought you can find. So if you find yourself feeling angry, reach for relief from that anger. You know, you might express it, you might even tap it and clear it. I'm so angry, is what you would do. Or you might just go, well, I'm really angry, but I don't want to feel like this. Just change the thoughts, soften the thoughts so that you're reaching always for that better feeling thought. Joy today, that would be wonderful.
Oh, that's brilliant
Peace
advice.
today, that would be, that
Lovely.
would be great. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much, Leanne.
Thank you so much for joining us. And guys, if you're watching, don't forget to type the word real love or replay webinar in the comment section, and Suzanne will reach out and have a conversation with you. Everybody deserves personal peace. It's just a matter of tapping into, excuse the pun, but the knowledge of Susan to help you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Leanne. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining me. Bye.
Bye.